It's all about me. That's a joke.
On TV, on radio, and on your smartphone. This is TalkTV.
Tonight on Piers Morgan Uncensored, a world-exclusive interview with the man behind that kiss. Luis Rubiales speaks out on FIFA, on the Lionesses, on his mother's hunger strike, on his family, and on his future. Why did he kiss Jenny Hermoso? Will he finally apologise to her? Could he? Should he go to jail for what happened? Nothing is off limits in this jaw-dropping interview that ended with a surprise and stunning on-air resignation. Luis Rubiales, one-on-one and uncensored. Luis Rubiales, why have you agreed to do this interview with me?
Hello, Piers. I think it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity. You are a leader of opinion. A lot of people, million people, follow you. And I think that a lot of people, million of people, have an opinion about me, about what happened. And for me, like I tell you, it's an opportunity to tell what really happened and to give the truth to the rest of the people.
Now, Luis, because of the legal action that you're now facing, you wanted to do the rest of the interview in Spanish, and we have a translator who will translate as we go. Luis, it's been 3 weeks today since the Women's World Cup final. And that was when you planted this kiss on one of the players, which has turned out to be the most notorious kiss in history. And it's turned your life upside down. How have the 3 weeks been for you?
For me, I have been outside of the tsunami, but at the same time, with my family, I have suffered. With my friends, I have suffered. And a lot of people have been telling lies. And with all these lies, the truth hasn't surfaced.
Do you accept that what you did with that kiss was wrong?
Hombre, está claro que me equivoqué. Eso es evidente, pero lo dije desde el principio.
Of course, I have said it from the beginning. I made a mistake. And I apologized in a sincere manner.
Prácticamente me sentía un jugador más.
I was very happy. I felt like another player. But being the president of the association, I have apologized unreservedly. That is not the actions of the president of the association.
Why did you kiss Jenny Hermoso?
Fue un acto conjunto mutuo.
It was a mutual act. She came towards me, very happy. She lifted me up. She lifted me up in the air. When we hit the ground, there was a quick conversation. We were both emotional. We congratulated each other. I asked her, "Can I give you a quick peck?" Which is normal in our country. I gave her a quick peck. I think she gave me 1 or 2 slaps in my side. She was laughing, and that was it. No intention. Of course, no sexual connotation of anything. Just a moment of happiness. Just great joy in that moment.
So, Luis, this shows what is going on the podium here. And you're picking up quite a few of these girls, you're hugging them, you're kissing most of them as well, but on the cheek. And I was struck by that it's very tactile. I mean, more than you would expect, perhaps, from someone in your position.
All the medal celebrations with guys and girls, all those celebrations are mutual. They're normal. A couple of minutes before, they lifted me up. Amazing harmony. Everyone is happy. I think Latin people, and it's a cultural question, have that tactile. It's pretty normal in a Latin world between guys and girls.
If the Spanish men's team had won the World Cup, would you have interacted with those men the same way?
No doubt about it. 100%. And also when I was a player, there were many moments where we avoided relegation or we got promotion, where we have given what we call pecks on the lips.
The problem for many people is that when you came to Jenny Hermosa, you kissed her, you held her head with your hands and you pulled her towards you and you kissed her full on the lips. And many people think that was completely inappropriate behavior.
A lot of people have seen this still image. A lot of people have seen still images of that, or indeed the kiss, which lasted 0.2 of a second. It was a moment of fusion. In fact, just before that, Jenny lifted me off the ground. She didn't ask me. It was just a moment of happiness, of fusion. Piers, what you need to also understand is that she, all during this time on the podium, she's holding me, she's laughing.
Your position is that she lifted you up and that you asked her if you could kiss her and she said yes.
So people have read my lips. That's clear, that's on the video. And I'm going to maintain the same line that I have given for the past 3 weeks.
Jenny Hermoso, in a live Instagram broadcast from the dressing room, said, yeah, it happened, the kiss, but I didn't like it. You're her boss. You're the boss of the Spanish Football Federation. Well, technically you are. In that Instagram live, we also see that you say that you want to marry Jenny when you go to Ibiza, which may be a joke, but also some people may see that and see that maybe your motives were more than just friendly.
No.
That actually you did have some sexual motivation. Otherwise, why would you want to marry her?
I am glad we are here talking in front of millions of viewers. The trip to Ibiza, of course, I didn't go on the trip to Ibiza. It was a joke. She has a partner. I didn't go to Ibiza. It is impossible that there is anything there.
But Lewis, you can understand perhaps that people have watched you single out Jenny Hermosa on the podium for the only kiss on the lips, and then in the dressing room you make a joke, as you say, about wanting to marry her. You can see why some people think, hang on a second, this is really inappropriate behavior by the president of the Spanish Football Federation.
I understand that somebody could possibly misunderstand. I also understand that there are people who understood very well, but twisted the information. You can imagine if you win the lottery, or hopefully soon one day the war in the Ukraine finishes. I mean, celebrations will go on up and down the globe. People don't ask permission. It's just a happy, happy time, and people celebrate.
But there will be people, Lewis, who hear you say that and say, come on, you're not going to seriously be playing the victim here.
I respect everybody, all educated opinions. What I don't respect is opinions of people who are trying to twist the truth. My mom is in this, my dad, my kids have been insulted. This has turned out to be a snowball created by spurious arguments and people. My intentions were noble, enthusiastic, 100% non-sexual, 100%. I repeat, 100%.
So Lewis, I want to show you another video. This is on the team bus after the victory. And you see Jenny there. A little later, you see the teammates and Jenny, or mainly the teammates, singing there, Beza, 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 which is kiss, 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 kiss. And they all seem to be laughing and finding this funny. You're actually at the back of that coach, and you arrive from the back, and they start to chant Prezi, Prezi, which is you, the president.
Lo he entendido. Puedo contestar directamente. Lo que veo es un equipo campeón del mundo.
So what I see is a video whereby the whole team, the staff, after having won the World Cup, are having fun. I hear the chanting, kiss, kiss, kiss. I hear the chanting, Presi, Rubi. These are words that my friends use. I was sat behind. I came up to acknowledge. I was a little bit ashamed, to be honest, and I said, I'm going to go back to the back of the bus and sit down.
Why were you feeling ashamed?
So they were asking me for a kiss. That's why I was a little bit embarrassed. I think it's ironic.
A ir dando besos, que además pues me imagino que sería irónicamente, pero riéndose. Pero creo que te puedo contestar. Quiero hacer algo porque lo estoy pensando.
What I would like to do is read you a message off my phone from somebody who was on the bus.
Un mensaje de una persona que estaba en el autobús.
This explains what happened.
Que es también qué ha ocurrido, es decir, o por lo menos nos hace preguntarnos qué ha podido ocurrir.
Staff member, non-playing staff member.
No jugadora, pero una persona del staff.
23rd of August, 3 days after.
3 días después, a título personal, solo puedo estar inmensamente agradecido.
I am very thankful to be able to live one of the best moments of my life with my family over there.
Y eso ha sido también
gracias a ti. That's thanks to you.
Por último, quiero darte mi ánimo.
And also, I want to give you all my love in these difficult times. What we have achieved is amazing, huge, and that's thanks to you. Don't cloud anyone's judgment by these people who want to ruin you.
2 días después, el día 25 o el 26.
So, on the 25th, 26, this person plus 10 more wrote a note to say that my act was misogynistic.
De machista. And Piers is one. I have a lot of them.
A woman or a man?
No, I'm not going to say...
You said it was one of the 11.
Have from women and I have for men.
No, I understand, but on the particular one you're talking about...
If I show you others, I'm not going to do. I'm going to a criminal court now.
No, I understand, but your point, Lewis, is, and we don't know who that is, and obviously I can't verify that, but if what you're saying is true, what you're saying is there were people sending you supportive messages who then resigned and said what you had done was outrageous.
No quiero juzgar.
I don't want to judge. But when you have such a huge current, a torrent against one person, it's very, very difficult. It's giving me huge problems in life.
Muchos problemas en mi vida.
Good evening, I'm Piers Morgan, Uncensored, in New York City.
Yeah.
King Piers and King Hugh.
I think it's only room for one king, man. You know what I'm saying?
He's mocked your weight, Trump.
Yeah, look at him. Fail. Not working.
Just because they're skin folk don't mean they're kin folk.
Do you believe you can win this war?
He's making me cry again.
They're trying to force you out.
Yes, I feel betrayed.
Keep it award-winning. Mwah.
Lucy Letby will die behind bars.
And a senior doctor who first raised concerns about Letby wants NHS managers to be regulated.
We needed answers a lot sooner. This is, what, 7 years down the line? I mean, it's completely ludicrous.
We need accountability, we need performance in all walks of life.
If this nurse had misgendered somebody on a ward, she'd have been out the door.
When they first got together, there were press stories, weighty Katie.
That would make her a better Princess of Wales.
Ghislaine Maxwell agreed to be interviewed for the very first time.
I honestly wish I'd never met him.
Donald Trump has just said he expects to be arrested at 7:30 p.m.
The Conservative Party can certainly win the next election.
Can we?
Yes,
Labour are 29 points ahead in the polls. Can we?
Did he say, yes, I have taken drugs and they bent the rules, or lied on the visa application form and therefore got it?
There needs to be an intervention around abortion laws.
Parliament is sovereign. Parliament can determine these things.
The rest of the world has watched on in sort of mounting horror as this story has unravelled. For you, it was incredibly personal.
The death toll from the Titanic tragedy has risen to 1,522, and may God rest their souls.
Let it roll!
If we stop producing oil. The knock-on effect is far larger than just CO2.
I nearly have empathy when I'm speaking to them. I know now you're probably going to boot me off the show after saying this now. Oh, Meghan Markle, about Meghan Markle. Some of them, they're easily led.
You can kiss my American ass. Thank you very much. Very nice of you.
Twitter, you sons of... Can you please reinstate my account?
Yeah,
thank you.
There's a threat that you'd be worried about.
So are you saying that you're being overwhelmed, that you're inundated? We are really working hard for you. We're just asking patients to be patient with us.
We're now in Barbie world. You weren't asked to give evidence to the grand jury.
I'm the only one that has been telling the truth.
You don't drink, never taken drugs. You're stinking rich. Should we be concerned, Prime Minister?
If it's on your mind, it's on TalkTV.
Is about you and your opinions.
If you're thinking about it,
We're talking about it.
It's all about me. That's a joke. There are pictures and video footage of Prince William, the Prince of Wales, at the Euros final. He is greeting the England Lionesses who won, but he's far more reserved. But you wish with hindsight you would behave more like Prince William did on that occasion.
Bueno, Dios me libre de comentar cuestiones de la monarquía.
So I have a lot of respect for the royal family. I'm not going to enter into debates about the royal family. I have met King Charles years ago. I know him. I have apologized for this.
Lo que está claro es que es evidente.
I have apologized on several occasions.
Es que he pedido perdón. Cada vez que tengo oportunidad, pido perdón.
So if you are asking me, in hindsight, would I do it differently? Of course. The intelligent answer is yes, of course.
Si puedo evitar un error, lo evitaría.
The kiss caused a lot of controversy, but so did something else you did that day. You were sitting just a few seats away from Queen Letizia of Spain and her 16-year-old daughter, Infanta Sofia, the princess, and you very provocatively grabbed your crotch in a way that, frankly, I watched that and thought that just with members of the royal family sitting there and a young 16-year-old girl, again, was completely inappropriate.
Este gesto realmente me produce más vergüenza.
For this, I am truly ashamed. More from an internal perspective than anything else. There are no excuses. In Spain, with guys as well as women, there's an expression which would probably translate to something like, "Oh, my genitals."
Tus huevos, ole tus ovarios. Y esta expresión, tanto para hombres como para mujeres,
so this vulgar expression, basically what it means is, bravo, well done.
Entonces, cuando el árbitro pitó al final,
when the final whistle went, Jorge Vilda looked at me and said, "This is for you," gesturing quite strongly. I gestured back and said, no, this is for you. This is for you, for all the suffering we have had.
Do you apologize to the Queen? Have you personally apologized to her?
No, because I couldn't have the opportunity to speak with the Queen.
Would you like to apologize to her now?
No, yes, I did.
I mean, directly to her?
Yes, of course, again, and all the times, of course, all the royal family, they know me. I know our king, and is a top man and a spectacular man. I know him near 15 years ago or 14. I hope they will know anything is going against anyone. But I apologize because it's not the behavior I had to have.
Your initial reaction on the night when people started to criticize what you'd done with the kiss in particular was, we do not pay any attention to idiots and stupid people. It was a peck between two friends celebrating something. The criticism is really all just nonsense from dickheads and dumbasses. These are just losers who do not know how to see the positive side. Do you regret expressing yourself like that?
Bueno, yo quiero hacer una reflexión.
So, I'd like to make a reflection here regarding my errors.
Es importante, pero también me gustaría hablar de las reacciones.
In the beginning, I spoke to several members of the press who said, no, this is nothing.
Fue exactamente prácticamente igual a la mía. No,
it's just a small anecdote.
Es trending topic. ¿Qué cosa más
no big deal.
The next day, August 21st, the RFEF released a statement to the Spanish news agency EFE, quoting Jenny Hermoso as saying it was a mutual, totally spontaneous gesture because of the huge joy of winning a World Cup. The Prezi, Rubiales, and I have a great relationship. It was a natural gesture of affection and gratitude. Did you know about that statement before it was made public?
Bueno, yo, aparte de esto, escuché sus
I think I have
varias
heard, apart from this, I have also heard in many instances in social media and interviews where Jenny said this is spontaneous, nothing but an anecdote. But really, I don't think I want to enter into this anymore, just to focus on myself.
Pero yo creo que, sinceramente, no debo de entrar más en comentar lo que hayan hecho otros. Yo creo que tengo que comentar lo que he hecho yo.
She says she never said those things.
Bueno, yo lo he escuchado decirlo.
I have heard it on the radio.
So she's lying?
No, yo no voy a hablar.
No, I'm not going to answer that, but there you have the radio. You can listen to the radio yourselves, form your own opinions. This isn't good for anybody, but I'm not going to call anybody anything.
Creo que esto, sinceramente, es malo para todos. No es bueno para nadie.
There was, as you know, a furious response that built up over the days after the final from the wider football world, including the England Lionesses, who'd been defeated by the Spanish team in the final. Every single member of the Lionesses tweeted the following: unacceptable actions allowed to happen by a sexist and patriarchal organisation. Abuse is abuse, and we've all seen the truth.
No voy a entrar en nada de lo que haya opinado nadie. No quiero.
So once again, I'm not going to comment on third parties. But what I want to say is that this is not a debate about men or women, progressive or conservative. This is a debate about the truth.
Esto va de la verdad.
So when the England Lionesses, every one of them, every woman in that team, tweet that it was abuse and we've all seen the truth, are you saying they're wrong?
No quiero catalogarlo, no quiero opinar sobre lo demás, ni quiero más polémicas, Piers.
I don't want to comment on third parties. I don't want any more wars here. So look, I know the truth. I don't want to comment on that. I know the truth. In life, mistakes are made, but I'm very calm with my inner self. What's important to me are the people close to me, and I am very calm about this.
Es un paso muy importante y yo en ese aspecto estoy 100% tranquilo. Y quiero decir.
And Piers, I want to say that, again, I've made a mistake. I apologize, but let's be clear. Under no circumstance is this sexual aggression.
No abuse.
Por supuesto que no. En ningún caso es una celebración.
Of course not. Of course not. It's an effusive, happy moment. It's the same line that I have given from day one. Of course not.
Woody Allen, the Hollywood director, who's had his own problems with allegations of sexual misconduct and abuse, which he's always denied, he came out and defended you. He said the kiss on the soccer player was wrong, but it didn't burn down a school. He has the duty to apologize and go ahead. They didn't hide. He didn't kiss her in a dark alley. He wasn't raping her. It was just a kiss and she was a friend. What's wrong with that?
Yo suelo ir al cine o con mis hijas o acompañado, pero Woody Allen y Quentin Tarantino han sido los únicos directores que han conseguido que
Woody Allen and Tarantino are two of the only directors that would drag me to the cinema with my daughters. Similar to not wanting to talk about third parties, I won't comment on this.
Cada uno tiene su opinión y bueno, lo que sí que me quedo es con el sentir general.
Just to say that the people who have all the information, not part of it, it's clear there was a mistake, but it's also clear there's nothing more. There's no sexual harassment or violence or anything like that.
Lewis, you said that at your press conference on the 25th of August, you said that you were the victim of false feminists. What did you mean by that?
Bueno, no fue una rueda de prensa.
What I wanted to do was to focus on my defense. This issue, as far as I am concerned, is part of a bigger concept. And that's it. That's where that came from.
Evitar polémicas para centrarme en mi defensa.
This is TalkTV.
You have 3 daughters. They're all quite young. How difficult has this been for them the last 3 weeks?
Bueno, tengo mucha suerte de tener las hijas que tengo. Mucha suerte.
So I am very lucky. I've got 3 beautiful, mature, yes, but sensitive daughters. I think they are suffering more for me, for my parents, than for themselves.
Have you had some very emotional times during this period?
He tenido muchos momentos de apoyo, no solo de mis hijas y de mis padres, de mi hermana, de mis primas, de mis primos.
I've had support from my mother, my father, cousins, nephews, nieces.
De mi tierra. Y dentro de
It comforts me a lot that people, the ones I love, are close to me, and also people I don't know who come and provide me with a certain amount of closeness. Of course, it's very comforting. Of course, I would have preferred not to go through all of this, for sure.
Your mother went on hunger strike. She went to a Catholic church and went on hunger strike and ended up, after 2 days, being taken to hospital from the effects of the hunger strike. What was your reaction when she told you what she was doing?
Estuve ayer con ella.
I was yesterday with my mother in Motril, my city, my town. I bought her the ice cream that she loves. Spent a little bit of time with her, but it's true that I was very scared for her. At a certain point, her ankles completely swelled up. She suffers from hypertension. Listen, we spent a nice moment.
Did you fear when she was taken to hospital that you might lose your mother? That she would give her life for you?
About my mother, I was thinking she is 72 years old and she has some problems. Then she thinks that praying she is helping me, and she did. No more words to explain.
We've got to a situation now where FIFA suspended you for 90 days. A letter signed by 81 Spain players, including the entire World Cup winning squad, was released saying they wouldn't play until you were gone. They described your actions as violating the dignity of women. The letter also included a statement from Jenny Hermoso saying she had not consented to the kiss or lifted you in the air.
So,
in regards to the non-consensual, the picking up, we have already talked about that. And it's clear in all the videos, so I'm not going to address that. In regards to FIFA, the process was very, very quick.
Un proceso por el cual
there should have been 10 days to reply. Instead, there was an email of 1 hour sent to some of the FIFA executives in Latin America at 5 or 6 in the morning.
Eso llega al presidente del órgano que decide, creo que en Colombia, en Latinoamérica, a las 5 o las 6 de la madrugada, de la mañana.
So they made a quick decision to suspend me without giving me the chance to build a defense. Objectively, I think that was completely wrong.
Sin explicarme los fundamentos, no voy a catalogarla, pero desde luego yo no sé si...
I am a lawyer. I don't understand the fact that I haven't been able to defend myself before or after. I am a lawyer. I don't understand that.
Después, porque no me han mandado los fundamentos. Yo soy abogado y esto no lo puedo entender como jurista.
I think one of the reasons that you're in the problem that you're in is that your federation publicly called Jenny a liar and said you were telling the truth, when in fact it's a complicated situation with two different recollections of what happened. And it may be she's being as honest as you are in her head about what she felt actually happened there. And it may be you feel the same way. And so there's a disagreement there. But for your federation to publicly trash her, I felt that was unacceptable behavior by the federation. And if you're Jenny Hermoso, you've been humiliated. You've been called a liar to the world. And that may be why she's now taken the further action that she's taken.
Penal.
So with a judicial review, I'm not going to comment on that. I think what's important is that I focused on what happened. I can't talk about what other players said, what other managers said, different federations. You know, it's down to the judge. And what I need to focus on now is my honor and respect.
The problem you have is that on September the 8th, Jenny Hermoso filed a formal legal complaint against you, which will now proceed through the criminal courts, alleging assault. And there was a further allegation of coercion, with Hermoso telling the prosecutor that her relatives had suffered pressure from you and your professional entourage to say that she justified and approved what happened. What was your feeling when you heard that she was making this a criminal prosecution?
Jamás he presionado a nadie.
I have never pressurized anybody into anything.
You categorically deny that?
Totalmente.
100%. 100%.
And nobody in your entourage, your team, has put any pressure on Jenny Hermoso?
I have never pressurized anybody. I have never sent anybody to pressure anyone.
There was an allegation that Jorge Vilda, who was the coach of the women's team, who initially supported you, he applauded you when you gave your statement in public, and then said your behavior was unacceptable and was a macho attitude, there was an allegation that he had tried to persuade Jenny Hermoso to be supportive towards you. Is that true? Yes.
Who said this?
That he had tried to persuade Jenny Hermoso to be supportive towards you. No. Have you heard that?
No, don't think. En español, no.
No chance that Jorge Vilda pressured anybody.
There's been a strong reaction from the Spanish men's players, both current and past. They issued a statement of solidarity. Hector Bellerin, who used to play for my team Arsenal, put a statement on Instagram saying it's truly shameful what is happening. Football is a social tool to advance and progress. Machismo should have no place within this system. The narcissist never believes they've made a mistake. He's capable of lying. Very strong words from Hector Bellerin about you.
But Piers, you can read me 2,000 or 2 million because everybody spoke about it. Some of them spoke before to see some videos and some information. Others spoke after. Others changed what they say before.
But when you're called by an international player, when you're called a lying player, but here's my question: when you're called a lying narcissist who's going after the victim, that's got to hurt, hasn't it? I mean,
the international players read, communicate so similar. If you compare it, that the word I say in the General Assembly, that I had a mistake, very big mistake. Everybody is speaking.
Do you accept the argument that your behavior was macho?
No.
And you don't?
No. My behavior was inappropriate, but no sexual content. No sexual
macho
content.
Doesn't have to be sexual.
No, you ask
macho
me,
hasn't got to be sexual.
No, yeah, but I'm going to ask you with a question you did me some minutes ago. About the men team. Did you do the same? You asked me before. What I answered you.
You said you did?
Yes, I did when I was player. I kissed, and no two, ¿cómo se dice? 2 décimas de segundo. 2/10 of seconds, okay? More.
Do you think, Lewis, I can see the impact this has all had on you. And it's a very difficult thing to be accused of what you've been accused of. Do you feel that now it's become a criminal matter, that this has got completely out of hand? Do you think that is a massive overreach?
No quiero... yo soy abogado, soy ciudadano español, donde...
I am a lawyer. I am a Spanish citizen.
A juzgados continuamente, llevo muchos procesos, muchos de ellos criminales, y hasta ahora...
I have been through many processes, criminal as well, and nothing has ever stuck.
Y confío en ello.
If you were convicted, and it's a big if.
No.
No. But if you were convicted.
No.
Well, I have to ask the question.
Okay.
If you were convicted, you would face potentially a prison sentence. Have you thought about that? About the worst case scenario, that you might go to prison for a kiss?
Es algo que, de verdad, repito.
Again, I have full faith that the truth will come out and everything will be fine.
But you do not believe in your heart that you're a criminal?
Creo que te contesto con mi cara. Yo soy una buena persona. Que en un momento de máxima felicidad.
Take a look at my face. I am a good guy. Look at my face. Look at me in the eyes. The situation of max happiness. Read my lips. Max happiness when a war ends, when you win a World Cup, and events like that. It's an amazing feeling. It can be nothing more than complete joy.
Do you regret that all the attention since the Spanish women won the World Cup has been about you and your behaviour and not the women who won this amazing tournament?
It gives me an incredible amount of sadness. With the job that we've done, we've invested. We've built the budget from 3 million up to 27 million. The elements of professionality that we've given to this team, we got more teams below the national side. It just makes me very, very sad.
When you played, your nickname was Pundonor, which is Spanish for pride, because of your tenacity and hard-working style of play. Are you proud of yourself as you sit here today?
When you look back at one's life, a man's life, one mistake can cloud everything that a man does. I said I'm sorry. I said it with sincerity.
Creo que me he equivocado. También he tenido la humildad de pedir perdón de manera sincera. Y creo que me queda vida.
I hope I have some good health and I have some years left to watch my daughters turn into fabulous women.
Y seguir avanzando.
You know, we make honest mistakes. I have made them before.
Nunca con falta de honestidad.
They have always been honest mistakes and at no stage to hurt anybody.
You've said repeatedly that you're sorry for what you did, but you haven't apologized directly to Jenny Hermoso. Now is your opportunity. Would you like to apologize personally to her for the way she was left feeling about this?
Lo que ha ocurrido es malo para todos.
So what happened is bad for everyone.
Repito, yo estaba allí.
We had Jenny lifting me. We had the fleeting kiss, 0.2 of a second.
En un contexto de alegría y
but what was created from that is crazy. So what's left is for me to defend my dignity.
Me defenderé con mis argumentos y con la verdad.
I understand that, but I also understand that she feels very differently about what happened. And it seems strange to me that you would keep saying sorry for what you did, but you won't say sorry to the woman that you did it to.
No.
So it's not about that, Piers. It's about humility.
Yo he mantenido una misma versión desde el principio.
What we had in the beginning was two versions that were exactly the same, and therefore an anecdote. And now all I can do is defend the stance that I have had from the very first day.
Una anécdota entre dos personas. Por lo tanto, eso es lo que voy a seguir defendiendo.
I'm going to try one last time. Because you keep saying you're sorry and you made a mistake and you shouldn't have done it. But you won't say sorry to Jenny personally. And I'm curious why you're reluctant to do that.
Si me lo preguntas por última vez, te contesto encantado por última vez. Lo que sucedió...
So what we had is a spontaneous act, a mutual act.
Motivado por la alegría.
An act that both consented to, which was driven by the emotion of the moment, the happiness. So I maintain that that is the truth of what happened. So again, just to be clear, no sexual content. And everything that happened was driven by the emotion, the effervescence of the day, and the happiness.
If it was all, as you say, why was it such a big mistake?
Porque no puedo tener...
Because a president can't behave that way towards the executives at the game on the podium.
Por la equivocación del palco. Creo que...
Yes, a president can give a hug, but needs to act in a more diplomatic and colder way.
I agree with you. So if you accept that as president what you did was wrong, and it was a mistake, and it was inappropriate, there's only one woman you did that to. Wouldn't the honourable thing as a gentleman be to say, I'm sorry?
I have 3 daughters.
Ya lo has escuchado y lo conoces. Y he visto...
I have seen the reaction before, during and after.
De antes, durante y después. Yo no voy a hablar de otra persona. Simplemente...
Again, I'm going to say that this was all down to a very happy moment, a celebration, a euphoric moment. There was no harm, no sexual content, no aggression, nothing like that. The significance of the kiss to Jenny would have been exactly the same as a kiss to one of my daughters. Between friends and family, that's very, very common.
I understand, but here's what I would say. If one of your daughters ends up playing football for Spain, and she ends up winning the World Cup, and she goes up to get her medal, and there's a male president who is much, much older, and he grabs her, and he kisses her on the lips, and she's the only one of the whole team he does that to. And he admits afterwards he shouldn't have done it, and it was a mistake. I bet you, as the father of your daughter, with the roles reversed a bit, would say, he should just apologize to my daughter.
Independientemente de quién sea el padre,
irrespective of who the father is, who the daughter is, to consenting adults in a moment that was mutual,
tienen ese comportamiento gestual mutuo,
where she lifted me up,
todo lo que ocurre. Incluso hay una pregunta
where I asked her a question that you can clearly see. There was no intention, no harm.
Y que desde luego pues creo que el comportamiento como presidente no fue el adecuado, pero repito.
This shows that actually this was just a mere anecdote.
Efusivo y producto de la emoción del momento de ser campeones.
But you understand she doesn't think it was consensual.
I think I answered you.
Yeah, I'm just saying you understand that she doesn't agree.
I have my version. If other persons change version is not my...
Good evening, I'm Piers Morgan, Uncensored, in New York City.
Yeah.
King Piers and King Q.
I think it's only room for one king, man. You know what I'm saying?
He's mocked your weight, Trump.
Yeah, look at him. Fail. Not working.
Just because they're skin folk don't mean they're kin folk.
Do you believe you can win this war?
He's making me cry again.
They're trying to force you out.
Yes, I feel betrayed.
Keep it award-winning. Mwah.
Lucy Letby will die behind bars.
And a senior doctor who first raised concerns about Letby wants NHS managers to be regulated.
We needed answers a lot sooner. This is, what, 7 years down the line? I mean, it's completely ludicrous.
We need accountability, we need performance in all walks of life.
If this nurse had misgendered somebody on a ward, she'd have been out the door.
When they first got together, there were press stories, weighty Katie.
That would make her a better Princess of Wales.
Ghislaine Maxwell agreed to be interviewed for the very first time.
I honestly wish I'd never met him.
Donald Trump has just said he expects to be arrested at 7:30 p.m.
The Conservative Party can certainly win the next election.
Can we?
Yes,
Labour
absolutely.
29 points ahead in the polls. Can we?
Did he say, yes, I have taken drugs and they bent the rules, or lied on the visa application form and therefore got it?
There needs to be an intervention around abortion laws.
Parliament is sovereign. Parliament can determine these things.
The rest of the world has watched on in sort of mounting horror as this story has unravelled. For you, it was incredibly personal.
The death toll from the Titanic tragedy has risen to 1,522, and may God rest their souls.
Let it roll.
If we stop producing oil, the knock-on effect is far larger than just CO2.
I nearly have empathy when I'm speaking to them. I know now you're probably going to boot me off the show after saying this now. Oh, Meghan Markle, about Meghan Markle. Some of them, they're easily led.
You can kiss my American ass. Thank you very much. Very nice of you.
Twitter, you sons of... Can you please reinstate my account?
Yeah,
Thank you.
There's a threat that you'd be worried about.
So are you saying that you're being overwhelmed, that you're inundated? We are really working hard for you, and we're just asking patients to be patient with us.
We're now in Barbie world. You weren't asked to give evidence to the grand jury.
I'm the only one that has been telling the truth.
You don't drink, never taken drugs. You're stinking rich. Should we be concerned by this?
If it's on your mind, it's on TalkTV.
It's about you and your opinions.
If you're thinking about it, we're talking about it.
It's all about me. That's a joke. Did you worry that you may lose everything? Do you feel a great loss that you didn't have the love of your parents?
You sound like my wife.
How long did he say you had to live? You've remained extremely loyal to him.
I can have a friend that 15 other people don't like. I could give what everybody else thinks.
Are we going to see Conor McGregor back?
Money changes everything.
The incident on New Year's Eve.
Holy this is where we're going with this interview, huh?
You've come under ferocious pressure for 3 weeks now. On you, on your family. It's been very difficult for your daughters, their young girls. I can only imagine as a father myself, I have a daughter who's around the age of one of your girls. Incredibly difficult. There comes a point, perhaps, when the pressure is just so relentless that you do think about what you should do with yourself and your future. Many people think you should resign as president. What are you going to do?
I love so much my daughters, and they love me so much. I'm very happy, and I'm very proud of them. Very proud of them. They are very near to me. About my resignation, yes, I'm going to do.
You're going to resign?
Yeah, I'm going to. Yes, because I cannot continue my work for 2 or 3 reasons. First of all, I have a suspension. And this suspension is just starting and is going to continue, I'm sure, because if you can see how it was done, it's going to continue. At the same time, I think that the federation, it's not a question about if I can support or not this mediatic tsunami. It's about to know how it's going to affect to the Royal Spanish Football Federation. And I love my country and I love football. And I don't want damage for them. Another third item about it is we are running for the World Cup in 2013. We made an incredible job during the last 5.5 years. We started, Fernando Gomez, the president of Portuguese Federation, and me, more than 5 years ago with this. I think that now is better for this bit, for me to go out, and I spoke, not directly, but to UEFA, and they are agree. And then I cannot be egoist and to take the chair and not to move myself, because the situation changed so much from the moment I say I'm not going to resign, and now changed so much in 3 weeks. Now it's incredible how fast can we, some institution.
What was the final moment for you? Was it talking to your family, your dad perhaps?
Yeah, my father, my daughters, I spoke with them. It's not, they know it's not a question about me, and some friends very close to me. And they say to me, Luis, now you have to focus in your dignity and to continue your life, because if not, probably you are going to damage people you love, and the sport you love, and the bit you built with some people long time ago. Now it's very near the resolution next September, in 1 year. Then when someone is not thinking only about himself, because I had to support a lot these 3 weeks, but it's more a question of not only me. And then an attitude of me can affect third parties, very important. And this is in this situation now, the more intelligent and the thing I have to do.
How do you feel now you've made that decision to resign? It's a huge thing to do. You have the most powerful job in Spanish football. You've loved that job. It should have been the greatest day of your life, winning the World Cup. It's turned out to be the worst day of your career. Now you've lost the job that you love. How do you feel about it?
Life is life. Life is life, and we have to be open-minded with this and continue. Not to look at everybody what you had. One thing will come, bad and good things for sure. I'm going to work, and I'm young, and I only hope to have health, to be healthy, to be with my family, to work strong, whatever I'm going to do. I had some projects with some people that were in a part, because I focus 100% of my life in football.
That one kiss, Luis, has turned out to have pretty horrendous repercussions for you. Do you wish you'd never kissed Jenny Hermoso?
Could be worse. Could be worse. People sometimes has to go with other more serious things. And football, Spanish football, can be calm with this. I always act with honestly.
do you say, Lewis, to women watching this who may only know about you from what they've seen that day and from what they've read since or seen on television since about you? What do you say to women who think that what you did was a real affront to women's football, to women, and they look at you and think, why did you do that?
I'm proud of all my team that did it possible. A lot of people, a lot of women say to me, I'm with you. You had a mistake, but it's not what people say in some media. Then be strong, we are with you, we are with you. And this is, I don't know, I don't want to say a percentage, but I'm comforted. Comforted, sorry.
But some people support you, yeah?
Not some. I think a lot of, but not because they are supporting a mistake, no. They censure the mistake, of course. But they support me because this mistake is not what other people are talking about.
It's a mistake that cost you your job.
I think that when you have a lot of people looking at you, you have to be excellent. I don't know if 100% of time, but in a lot of time. And I wasn't excellent. And now I had to take a decision. And like I said to you, is to say I don't move and to complicate the future of some people and the sports I love and the institution I love. And I think it's more generous and...
Have you told your daughters that you are going to resign?
In the moment I finish this interview.
Well, Lewis, I guess in the end people will watch the whole interview and they'll make their own minds up about what they think of you. It is a complicated issue. But I wish you well, and I appreciate the interview. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The same for you.
Thank you.